Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Zoning Out, presented by the Comedy Zone. My name is Jordan Century, a.k.a. Jordan Century. I have Jonathan Williams, a.k.a. Mr. Williams Comedy.
That's right.
And I have Jason Allen King, a.k.a. King Jason Allen.
That's right.
I can't believe you did that at the beginning. You motherfucker. He's doing sound effects.
Sound effects when it feels
like he
organic.
did the sound effect while you were introing.
No, it was like as if like
horns,
clapping.
No, it was like scratching a record. Like
I don't know. I felt good about it. It felt right to me. If you didn't like it, people.
You saw the look on my face, how I felt about it.
Yeah, but that's just how you look.
I mean, that's true. I do get frustrated.
You just go through life with just this cloud over your head, getting ready to get amped up about something.
What of it?
I would love to see Jason DJ a show.
That would be
No.
That would be great.
Wow.
That would be great. He'd be like, and next it's Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
There would be some Pearl Jam on that mix. You know it.
Yeah,
that's right.
Oh man, how was everybody's weekend?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the road. Yeah.
Ooh. Actually,
I was.
Go ahead.
You had a good weekend too?
You had a good weekend too, John?
I had something pretty crazy happen. I don't know if I told you, Jordan. I should have. It's crazy that I didn't. I went to the protest this weekend.
Okay.
Oh cool. Shit! Yeah, I know you're about to talk about.
And it was great. Like a lot of people there felt, common cause, good stuff. Felt good about it. Had a good time. The whole thing is kind of took a back seat in my mind selfishly because
Jonathan, if you were out there promoting your show, I'm telling you right now.
I mean,
I didn't do shit. Okay. I was in line for the bathroom. I was like, there was like
where everything great happens.
Long lines, and like a guy was like telling people, you're next, because there's a shit ton of people there. And I didn't even mean to. Oh God! Don't do
this guy's a comedian,
motherfucker. Motherfucker.
Oh, he tells jokes.
So I was right at the front of the line. The guy was like, "It's your turn," like pulling me, and then I hear just these two people run up to me, and they're like, "Are you Jonathan Williams?"
Oh, that's dope.
Like fan level enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And they got me to sign their protest signs.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, dude. It was kind of
crazy, right?
It was kind of amazing, man. It was and I like thinking about how I went in the bathroom and how for sure everybody in the line was like, "Who the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
Like guaranteed that happened.
Yeah. Yes.
Dude,
But
awesome.
yeah, that was pretty. That felt. I've been recognized like very, very rarely, but not like, oh my God, it's you.
Give us some demographics about these people.
White women.
I was hoping for more than that. Like, I mean, were they younger?
Well,
were they
I also didn't get a
Were you
great.
hoping for Latinos?
Were they Latinos? It's a great question.
There was no time because I was just kind of like thrown by it, and also I was literally at the front of the line to go in the bath. Like
you had to take a shit.
There were people behind me.
And you were like,
there were people behind me.
Came up 3 people.
And like, and I literally said to the person behind me, I was like, "You can go ahead." And they were like, "No, just sign it real quick." And then as I was going in, the guy like sort of running the bathroom traffic, he was like, "I feel like I'm in the presence of greatness."
Oh shit!
And I was just like,
hates you.
Well, I really do wish I could have seen everyone just being like, "The fuck, that's fucking who was that?"
That's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, if that was someone important, they're not waiting in line for the bathroom.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. Some random asshole in just like a short sleeve collared shirt. I don't know why that's the detail I chose, but they said I had like, so they were the two people, they were like, I was like covered in sweat on the back because it was hot and I'm a sweaty guy.
You are.
I love that's a detail.
And and they were like, "We knew you by the sweat stain."
That okay? Well, that changes
that's pretty
everything.
funny.
Yeah.
But why? I don't get it.
I just think that they were doing a bit. They were joking. But I don't
think I get it.
But I didn't. Yeah, whatever. I didn't get a good look at them. They were very sweet, but I really don't know because I was just so flabbergasted and also I was in front of the line and everything. But they were so sweet. They were so nice and.
So clearly they knew you. They knew Mr. Williams.
They said that we know you from your comedy.
Still not sure if that means they know you from the.
I don't know either. I would get. I would wager.
Did they actually refer to you as Mr. Williams?
No. They just said Jonathan Williams. So it's hard to know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe.
They could have been at that like big board teacher show, maybe.
Yeah.
I still would just odds are it's the internet, just because that's where most
more people have seen you there than anywhere else. Yeah.
I don't know, but that was really cool. And if y'all happen to listen to this, thank you so much. It was so sweet and so exciting. And that's the first time that kind of thing, that level of that thing has happened. So so thank you.
Yeah, awesome. I mean the whole conversation of fame, I think is a valid conversation, right? It's something to consider.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you mean. You guys are certainly more sort of internet famous. I think people know you guys from that. I have like this much from like just in town, the occasional, oh yeah, hey, I saw you at the comedy.
And that's the exact tone, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. There's never like, oh shit,
I've
King.
never gotten anything like
that. I don't get that shit. No, they're just like, hey,
that was
you were
wild.
Funny.
That aspect of it was what blew my mind. Mm-hmm. The like, we are your fans of it. It was pretty special.
Good work,
honestly.
Man.
I feel like I've said this before, and I mean this with love to all women.
Oh boy!
I do feel
this might get me in trouble.
This might get me in trouble.
Yeah, maybe I might get in trouble for saying this. I feel like white women are the most passionate fan base.
I can buy that
Across whatever. That seems to be the most passionate fan base.
I'm trying to sort of unpack in my head.
At first glance, like first hearing that feels right.
Yeah.
I haven't like given it that much thought, but
it's fun to think about because we could certainly make it funny, be like, white women be crazy or whatever, however you want to say it. But women be shopping like that kind of.
Was awesome.
We could certainly like go that route, but also
if we could make
Wolfgang would be so jealous of that
I know. No, Wolfgang would do. He'd be like, "White women be." He would try and do his Cat Williams.
But I'm like, obviously, I was trying to be funny. But I mean, the idea of like, kind of. They seem to be like more emotionally
available honestly,
free,
honestly,
emotionally like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if she hears this episode.
Fuck. Damn it.
Oh
no! I'm
not gonna get you to say anything.
I shit you not. 1 minute ago, I sent her a text that said, "We're recording now. I'll try not to say anything too terrible." God damn it!
And you started off with, "These chicks ran up to me in line." Had me sign shit, and I did.
It was so hot.
But I was gonna say my point is that in terms of like fandom, is there anyone more sort of aggressive and vocal than like Rogan fans and like bro fans of shit?
That's a good matchup.
They're everywhere.
That's a good
They
matchup.
are, and they're
they
not
would
afraid.
probably. You're right. They would run up in public and be like, "Bro, oh my god!" Yeah, that's a good point.
Actually, yeah.
They might have.
And they're all, they're all over the internets too, man. They're always and there's always like they're gym guys telling you how to live your life and shit. All those kinds of guys. I see a lot of that. That's maybe just my feed. I don't know.
Also, I'm just realizing they may not have been white. Women who came up to me, I really didn't get a great look. So
I'm gonna let that one go. No,
I'm just saying we made that, like, we were sort of working under that assumption, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. But it's interesting though, because whether it's like Jason called it, and it feels weird to even say it, but internet fame of our level, with,
right? Modest, but not insignificant following.
They would probably call us like micro influencers.
Something like
is
that. The term.
Okay.
And then all the way up to the big people like the Joe Rogans, right? Like we kind of have built like these parasocial relationships in a sense through social media. And some people watch us on their iPhone.
Right.
Some people watch us maybe on some type of Samsung.
People got a lot of different kind of phones.
There's a lot of different phones.
Those are the only two I can think of. I doubt there will ever be any other ones.
I can't imagine anything new coming
listen, when you live in the United States of America, there's always going to be another.
Yeah.
Gosh.
We're ramping up to it. Just do it.
All right, look, man. Trump has a phone.
Good
All right,
God.
and not like he owns a personal phone. Like, no, he's coming out with his own
We know he has a phone.
Yeah.
phone. It's
If
called,
there's one thing we know about him is that he's got a lot of access to a phone.
Yes. Trump is dropping, I guess, Trump Mobile. I don't even
Good
know what this.
God.
I think it's the actual phone is called the T1. Is all gold, with an American flag on the back of it. It even has the date on the front that says January 6th, 2000. No, I was playing.
I wouldn't have been surprised.
He should have. I mean,
Honestly.
In the calendar, it's like dates to remember.
You know,
January 6th
you know what?
with
You
a
know
heart.
what Trump has lost? He used to be like a better troll. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he already was a nightmare person we all hated.
Yeah.
But he every now and again you'd be like, all right, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's gone.
Now, what I will say is the price, which is $47.45 a month to get on.
I'm so mad
their
at that.
own.
It has I missed that it has an actual plan.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And that plan is because he is the 45th and 47th
47,
president.
Yeah.
45. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so mad at that.
Me too.
So-
So the phone itself is $500.
The phone itself is $500.
which
Gold hued.
and let's go ahead and guess. I mean, this phone's got to be a piece of shit, right? Don't you think?
I would guess so.
Just like that dude's he's not making quality products.
Yeah, for
just
$500,
if his
that's a-
entire life is any indication, this phone's going to be a piece of shit.
yeah.
So you don't even have to buy the phone. You can just get the plan.
Oh, great.
What?
Yeah, read the second part. Those interested can use their own phone and number.
Jonathan, you signed up for MAGA Mobile?
That's great. It should be called, but he never
They certainly weren't going to call it Virgin Mobile.
They
That's good. That's good.
there's a lot of things to not say about that. But he would never miss an opportunity to put his name on something.
No,
even
of
though
course not.
MAGA Mobile has a better ring to it, he's not going to ring.
No, one thing. Oh, just a quick side note. You see this paragraph near the bottom, Jason?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Smartless has their own sale service.
What?
I thought that was really interesting.
What? Really?
Hold up. What?
I'm reading it.
Okay, what?
Which is its own similar
All right,
service.
what does that mean though?
Apparently, this is becoming a thing. Celebrities are starting, we saw Ryan Reynolds have Mint Mobile, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
Yeah, but
people
that's
are just
not
starting
his
to-
though, right?
Yeah.
He owns it. What do you mean?
Oh, does he?
He-
I didn't
It's
know
not
that. I didn't know-
branded.
I didn't know that.
But he's very present. Yeah.
I thought he just did the commercials. I
No,
didn't know
no.
it was
He
him.
has like an ownership
Oh.
stake. I don't know how much, but he definitely has an ownership stake.
Okay,
in it.
this is telecom the new tequila? Is what it says
Yeah,
there.
right.
Yeah, that's
It's an interesting question.
it.
honestly.
Makes it. It feels really icky to me.
Built in the United States. I
Mm-hmm.
doubt that.
for $5. It only costs $500. Okay.
I mean, built in the United States might be true out of all foreign
parts.
parts.
Oh no! It says the T1 phone is described as quote designed and built in the United States.
Right, so it could still have
No,
parts.
Yeah,
from
we drew the
everywhere else.
blueprint here.
We drew it on a napkin here.
Yeah, that's just.
So
All right, so, go ahead, Jordan.
my question is going to be, how bad do these people want to own the libs?
Yeah,
And I ask that because this is still an Android phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, all right, we're testing your loyalty here. Are you willing to put up with green bubbles
yeah. Honestly,
Yeah, that's
to support
terrible.
Trump?
Didn't
Are you
someone say
willing
they
to
changed that?
basically ask for Pepsi over Coke every day?
yeah,
Oh,
and
your
act
life
like
for
you're
the next-
happy about it.
Yeah, for the next
you know.
Yeah.
however many years.
I do think that so many people's raison d'etre, just to be an asshole about it,
it worked.
is truly just owning the libs. That's literally all they care about.
Sure.
They'll shoot themselves in the fucking foot if it hurts. If they think that it hurts somebody's feelings,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
who was even perceived to be
Yeah.
liberal or Democrat or whatever.
I just like thinking of the protests. I just saw a couple people on, you might have guessed, Facebook, going like, look at all these idiots out here protesting, getting nothing done. They're not changing anything, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I just in general, how do you look at that many cities, that many people, and not
It's like,
see
dude,
that as a movement.
It's
significant.
totally like the fact that people still say like, oh, protest doesn't do anything. Look at all of history. Protest
right.
is literally how, because when you don't have power, which we don't have real power,
Yeah.
what else can you do?
Yeah.
You get out there and you be loud.
Sure.
Like that's literally, I mean, Arab Spring much? Like, you know?
Yeah.
Like they toppled governments by all going outside.
Right.
So like not getting anything done. No, you know what doesn't get anything done is a squeaky ass tank rolling down the street with empty bleachers, which is the funniest video I've ever seen in my life.
It is pretty wild that was pretty unattended.
empty. Yeah.
It was wild.
It's really funny to like think of it because you know what he was imagining was like goose stepping and like people in like North Korea and like in fact he even literally said everything gets lost in the news because it's just never ending. But there was a hot mic of him the other day, and I'm not shocked by this at all, saying that he called Kim Jong-un like a strong leader, I think was his words, and he said. And he said, when he speaks, everyone sits up. I want my people to do that. He literally said that.
Yeah, that's just
that's just another day.
All of these things. These are all the things that we have been watching and taught and understand as the villains from all the stories that we've ever and
cartoon level villains.
Cartoon level villains. Yeah, it's like no. The loudest guy who says shit like that is the villain.
Yeah,
because that is not a good characteristic to have. It's like the opposite of virtuous.
Yeah.
Like this need for like
constant validation, constant attention.
How has half the country and a little more not? How do they not recognize that? I don't care if you like his policies, which still to me that's still a terrible whole thing. But it's like how do you look at him and go no that guy's awful. It really is astounding.
No, I don't think that's it. I think I can't say all of them. I do think there is a group that does recognize it, but then also feel like they're too far in at this point to backtrack. They're the Josh from last week. Like they don't want. They're so deep. They don't want to admit they're wrong at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
they're just gonna see it out.
And I think you're right, and I think it even goes even deeper than that. It's like I'm really flexing all my fucking empathy muscles right now to do this. But one thing that is true that I can at least say from my background being really religious, like if you leave that, you're leaving behind everybody you know.
Yeah, sure.
You know, they're not going to be your friends anymore. Like especially with MAGA because it's a cult. Like it just is. Yeah. It has all the characteristics of a cult. If you decide to get out of that, you are starting over. You're starting a new life essentially. So like I do that tough shit at the end of the day, like tough shit, get over it. But that is a thing. That is a thing. And it's important for us to, realize that if we actually, most people you're not going to get through to them. They're just a brick wall. But the ones you can get through to are the ones who are hanging in it because they're afraid to lose their fucking whole life.
Here's my take a little bit. Sorry, Jordan. Go ahead.
No, because I'm thinking about it, and obviously, your experience is your experience. So
sure.
For sure. I wonder if that differs because even within the Bible, you have the story of the prodigal son, right? And he ran off, he came back, he was accepted. So I feel like. I don't know. I felt like that was maybe a little too generalized.
Oh no! Let me be clear. I'm actually not saying that about Christianity in general. I'm not. I'm saying my experience of my version of it wasn't even that intense. It wasn't. But I'm saying if it's a cult, you're like which again, MAGA just is a cult. I don't like it has. It's we're all agreeing to
too much Trump shit, Trump shirts, Trump girl on a truck. So it's like no.
So
it's weird.
But when you're in a proper cult like that is, you are. If you leave that, you're done. Those people will not talk to you ever again. Yeah. Or will.
I think that here's the only thing I'll not push back, but I will add to and say I do think there is a second tier. There's a lower tier of people when I've seen this in real time where you mentioned MAGA and people I know are conservative and this kind of shit are being like, yeah, MAGA's crazy. And I'm like, oh, wait, you're MAGA.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
my brain, I'm not saying it out loud, but I'm like, You do all the same shit.
You voted for the same guy.
You voted for this shit. You're all into it. So what? You're not MAGA. Why?
Yeah,
Because you're not the crazy one on TV.
Because you're not wearing a hat.
And you don't have the hat. Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have the hat
Yeah.
on. I'm like,
yeah. So you're right. There are tiers to it.
Yeah.
But there are people who were entrenched deep, the deep level that I'm talking about, who have left and they say like, yeah, they're ostracized completely.
Yeah.
Or at best, people will talk to them, but they'll constantly be talking about how their heart's broken. We miss you. You know, it's
So-
like I cry every night.
so
I'm dead
dumb.
serious. Like this shit is like they're like it's madness. It is mad, and I can sympathize with that.
Sure.
Still, fuck you for voting for this guy and everything, but. You know,
Yeah.
I do think we need to make one thing. You guys know I'm obviously pretty intense about all this stuff, but one thing that I do believe is that if someone is like, "Hey, I don't want to be in this world anymore," I'm going to turn off every bit of bullying, every bit of, all the shit I do where I'm fucking mean to people about it. That turns off immediately. The moment that someone expresses that they don't believe me anymore and they want out, it's fucking open arms. I mean, there's conversations to have, but like anyone who's ready to not be part of that and be part of the solution, or at least not part of the problem, we're good.
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, because I think everyone else is like not in a cult.
Right.
And it's like, ooh, I changed my mind. I dropped the ball on that one. You know what I mean? It's like, yep.
Right.
Good for you for getting out.
Yeah.
And doing better.
I do think there is a large faction though that would not do that.
There is.
That would say tough shit, fuck you. And I do get that instinct, and I think it's a thing where it's like, if you are willing to truly be like, cuz you're essentially humbling yourself. You're humiliating yourself almost in a way. Like, so if you're willing to like really be that vulnerable and leave something and be like, I fucked up so hard, I'm willing to listen. I mean, you're going to have to then back it up.
I still think if you don't know how to say thank you, I'm sorry, I appreciate this, you're good at this, freely compliment someone, be like, ooh, I fucked that up.
Yeah.
Like I made that mistake. Yeah. People who can't admit to making mistakes to me are
that's
just the worst.
That's kind of the worst, like literally the worst.
Yeah.
Because the inability to change your mind, the ability to change your mind solves so many fucking problems, man.
When you make as many mistakes as I do, you can't be really solid about everything. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I dropped the ball quite a bit. You guys know that.
When you're trying to juggle.
When I dropped the bags.
Where is the juggling?
Don't worry, you guys.
You're on bags.
This is
we're halfway. We're almost halfway through a year. We haven't had a single update.
Did you start with bags, or were there like gauze scarves at first?
I started using dryer sheets.
You can't be
Are you serious
right now.
Joking?
Yeah, you guys have to figure it out.
I think he's joking, but it should be telling that we're not sure.
Yeah,
like that. Yes. That's how serious. That's wrong reaction.
What? No.
That's how serious juggling is. That we're like, it could be dryer sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I left some garbage in my kitchen when I left this weekend, and I got little fruit flies around the house.
Dude, I wasn't judging you. I was just
no, I hate it. It's the most frustrating thing.
Well, that's recorded.
I know. Well, speaking of mistakes, guys.
Mistakes.
All right, Jason,
I made a mistake.
We have to see an update at this point.
I'm trying to get off the juggling.
Yeah.
I'll talk about bugs.
I don't know. I feel like your progression in juggling is like Jonathan's progression in comedy.
Almost non-existent.
Might I remind you, this weekend in line for the bathroom.
Oh, I thought you were
that's true. Yeah, that's true. I gotta give you that. Okay. Before we get off of this topic, because I told you I was trying to write a bit about this, so I'm just going to workshop a couple.
Talk to me.
Jason, you had a good line about, your birthday is already January 6th or something like that.
Like on the calendar? Yeah.
I also think if you get this phone, every text you send is in all caps now. You can't turn it off.
Go ahead.
No, if you have one, jump in.
Throwing a couple you're talking about capitalization. That is one I don't even know. Speaking of trying to think of bits or videos or whatever, one of the funniest things about Trump is It's not the all caps that's funny for me. It's the random ass capitalization. Have you noticed this?
I haven't noticed that one.
Look at all his tweets. It's so
I won't
fucking
do
random.
that. Yeah.
No. I mean, next time you see one, like he'll write like just anything will just be capitalized. The first letter capitalized, not all caps. Like cities. It was in the last one. He capitalized cities.
Yeah, right.
And then like it's there's no order to it.
Sure.
There's no logic to it.
No.
It's why it's like this dude does not know. I guarantee he never learned or internalized common and proper nouns.
You know what?
He never got
Trump
that.
is as if Falstaff became king.
Yeah.
That's a deep cut. Anyone?
That is that was impressive.
Yeah, that's like I think is a real thing.
That's some Shakespeare
Falstaff?
shit.
yeah, it's from Henry
I don't
IV.
even know which one it is. Henry IV?
Yeah,
I read
first
that
and,
one.
First and second
It's
part
a
of
long
Henry
ass
IV,
time
yeah.
ago I read that.
Yeah, he's really famous. Anyway,
Remind me about Fall. I know he's like a type. He's like a character. Like people talk. I don't even remember his deal.
so Henry
to be
IV,
honest.
Hal Hotspur he was the prince,
Right.
And he was
Prince
like
Hal,
Prince
yeah.
Hal. He's like he's just partying and hanging out with his friend Falstaff, who's like an older, fat, drunk knight.
Is
never really-
Falstaff's like Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused?
But
less
worse.
cool?
Less cool, less
Yeah.
like no real virtue about him.
Yeah.
He would be untrustworthy. He
Yeah.
just hung out with the brothels.
He's a
with the
ne'er-do-well.
prince.
He's a
He wasn't necessarily like a
that's a good one.
bad guy. He just
Ne'er-do-well?
wasn't virtuous at all. He was just a fat drunk guy.
Yeah.
And then Civil War breaks out. Ultimately, Hal ends
Right.
up. It's so many movies you've seen where like the rich kid's son who's he just drinks and he's not good.
Right.
Yeah.
Then when he's challenged with a real problem,
rises to the
to the
occasion.
occasion. Falstaff doesn't really. He just doesn't have much to offer. He doesn't. I don't think he does anything wrong.
At the end of the day, royal blood
Yeah.
prevails.
But the famous.
That's the lesson.
I could be. I'm pretty sure this is right. But the famous speech. Once more into the breach, dear friends.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's Hal in the second part of Henry V. He becomes Henry V.
Oh, okay. That makes sense because
And he does that big
bloodlines.
speech. Yeah.
All right.
Anyways,
Wait, before I jumped into
Jordan
the
wants to laugh at
capitalization
me so
thing.
much.
No, I'm laughing because I keep thinking about how Jonathan said only white women are emotionally available. I'm like, yo,
Dude, I just say shit, man. You know, I just say shit. Oh, wait, actually, hold on. Let's be clear. Y'all said they're just more emotionally, and I was just like, available? Okay, that's an important distinction. I was jumping in there with a word I found.
Jonathan, I don't think that's going to save you at
No.
10:42
I'm
p.m.
done.
or whenever
I'm
you get
done.
this text.
When
does this episode come out?
I don't know, but I need to be
Right
We'll check
away.
in
I
with
need
for
to
you
be
next
somewhere else. Or no, I need to be very much in the room. Just be like, okay, I just need to. Let's just take a minute.
Right as this part comes up, you're like, "Hey, what's that over there?" Whoops.
Oh man, that is
Keep going with your jokes, man. I want to hear this. I want this.
Oh,
to work it out. Trump phone.
Under your favorite contacts, Ice is there. You can't delete it. It comes with
It's like U2's album. It's just
it's just
on your
there,
phone.
and you can't get rid of it.
Yeah, it's like emergency, like on your phone. Then
Yeah,
it's
that's
ice,
the-
and
yeah.
then it's like
You
sheriff.
press 411, it just calls.
Yeah, 911's just goes directly to ice.
Ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, autocorrect. Anytime you try to type in immigrant, it types out criminal.
Or alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, illegal.
Yeah.
The illegals. Good lord.
Gross.
Anyway, enjoy the Trump phone. Okay, all right. But all that being said, $47.45 a month for unlimited text
Jordan's considering it.
data. I mean, like, let's be honest.
Better than Verizon right now. I'll tell you
Let's
that.
let's play the hypothetical. Would you rather?
Okay.
If this is a quality phone and it is more affordable, Jonathan, my fellow content creator, would you not consider?
I would not. I would. It would catch my eye,
Uh-huh.
and then I would be like, "But fuck no," because you are giving money to him.
Okay.
I'm not giving money to him.
I don't
care what it fucking gains me.
This is a 0% chance that I would ever get this phone.
And Jordan, on the other hand, is a little more measured about this.
No. Me now, because I have a good job. So, no, I wouldn't do it. That's not enough to sway me.
Yeah,
it would have to be like,
all right, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it.
No.
Like, it would have to be, you remember the would you rather?
I would buy a burner before I'd do that.
Yeah.
What are you going to do on a burner?
Be able to contact someone.
I'd buy a BlackBerry before I got the Trump phone.
Blackberries, you know what? That would probably be kind of retro. People would probably think that's cool.
Motorola now is making a new flip phone.
They're making the Razr again?
It's a smartphone, but it's a flip phone.
I think I did kind of see it.
They may actually be calling it a Razr. Maybe.
That's
they probably
tempting.
should.
Yeah.
If they should call it a Razr if they're not.
Yeah. That's tempting.
I don't think I had the Razr. I think it was before the Razr. I think I had whatever that skinny one was.
I had like a off-brand
was
that
great.
was imitating the Razr.
Yeah, I just think it was older than the Razr.
Oh, dude, my first one was the brick Nokia, the blue Nokia
Yeah,
brick.
yeah,
That
yeah.
all it could do, it could text, it could call, and it could play Snake. Guess
Yep.
which one I did the most of the three?
Right.
And there's
Absolutely
there's still
Snake.
4,000 in population right now working. You know what I mean?
Really?
Oh, I don't know, but
Oh.
they are that. I
Those
should have ran
probably,
with
though.
it.
Yeah, probably.
Those things, yeah, they were indestructible.
They're like the black box on a plane. Like
Because there are some people, that's kind of a thing.
the black box on a plane.
That's funny.
they're out there.
Oh, Bluetooth.
They never.
That's the thing, though. Some people want dumb phones. Like, if you go
Yeah.
on YouTube, that's kind of
Dude,
a...
I held out for a long time.
Mhm.
I didn't have a smartphone until 2014
Yeah.
because I knew what was going to happen, and I was right, which was I was going to become addicted to it. I knew. I just knew. I was like, yeah, that seems great. It's going to be fun, and that's all I'm going to do. But I finally gave in when Nora was about to be born because I was like, I got to be able to take pictures of my kid.
Mm. Yeah.
And have games on the phone.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you guys held back on the phones, or were you guys like diving? right
Me?
in?
No.
Well,
No,
once
I had the 3G, and I've been here since.
Once I had it, my prediction immediately became true, and I became obsessed with it. And it's
Yeah.
like, but
Yeah, sure.
before that, I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I didn't want it. I didn't like. But yeah,
You know, I got a phone. This is really. It's true. It's giving away my age a little bit, but I was still relatively young. but-
rotary talking about.
Yeah, I got a phone because of 9/11.
Okay.
Oh.
I got a
Okay.
phone because of all the stories of all the people who called their loved ones from the planes and from the building.
True.
Do you remember?
Wow.
I don't know. You guys were a lot younger, but
No, dude,
the
we were. I was.
stories
I was in
and-
high school.
Were you- okay.
Yes.
Well, no,
all of
middle
those
school.
I was in
stories
high
and stuff that came out were
Yes.
like they were heart wrenching, especially
Yeah.
the ones on the plane where people were letting people borrow their phones
to say
call.
like I love you.
Yeah.
I'll
The
always love you.
voicemails.
Don't forget.
Whoa.
I'll know. Whatever. Yeah, that shit is
Yeah.
brutal.
I mean, it was like maybe the next day, maybe 2 days later, I was like, all right, fuck that. I'm getting a phone. And
Yeah.
then I was like, I'm going in, because that was a pretty traumatic thing, like for the whole country. I
Oh,
remember
dude, that's
I would be
for
going
millennials.
in-
That is the central trauma. I'll
believe
speak
that.
for myself,
Sure.
I guess. The central trauma of there's personal trauma, but the central public trauma,
Yeah.
unquestionably, is 9/11.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just
Gotta be.
remember like going into gas stations. I was like, oh, okay, so if something happens, if something happens in this gas station, I want to have my phone with me. Like,
Yeah.
It was that. I mean, again, I was way
Yeah.
behind the 8 ball on this shit, but yeah, it was like a serious thing.
That's-
It wasn't much about like
Makes sense.
buying weed. I mean, it was also about buying weed, but it was
course.
also like I want to call my mom if I need to
get
say,
weed from her.
I gotta get her some weed.
We all know she found some weed
Yeah,
one time.
She did find some weed. True story. Did you guys ever smoke weed with your parents?
No.
No.
What?
No. Yeah, me neither. No,
That
my
might-
parents didn't smoke weed.
That might could happen before my parents go. I could see that. I could see their trajectory. Not my dad, maybe my mom.
No, my dad. I did smoke weed with my mom one time, but she doesn't smoke weed. Like she never has. She didn't know. I've heard the stories. Like she started having kids when she was 18 and just never, she didn't even drink until she was like 25 or 26,
Wow.
something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, she just didn't. She was kind of I think that also might be a little bit of bullshit just telling us that when we were younger.
Could be.
But yeah, she was probably 71 or 2 at the time,
Mm.
something like that. We were driving up to my brother's who smokes weed because I don't really do it. And she had mentioned it. She and I drove up together and she had mentioned it and she's like, yeah, I never really smoked it. She's like, I don't have a problem with it. Like I I don't even know if I know what it smells like.
And she did?
So this is one conversation in the car on the way out. My brother's having a cookout.
I vaguely remember this, but I've forgotten it.
And me and my brother were in the kitchen or whatever. My mom walked in and she mentioned weed again. And me and my brother looked at each other and I was like, dude, she's asked about this twice now.
Yeah.
And we were like, hey, Mom, what you doing? She's like, I'm getting another beer. It's like, there's one upstairs. Come on with us. When we smoked a little weed.
Did she get high? Because it's easy
we
to
were
not
so
get high.
Scared
The first few
we were
times.
so afraid of getting her too high. We
literally very valid concern.
Just like kind of two pulls. And
but
show her how the carb worked on the little bowl. It was awesome.
But was she?
I don't think she got super high.
Yeah.
Because
the first 5 times I smoked weed, I didn't get high.
I
got
high.
Really know how to
you don't know how to inhale, right?
Yeah. She didn't get not too much. I think she got a little giggly, but we also were drinking and having a good time. But
she did it.
But she did it, and she talks about it sometimes, and it's really funny and cute.
That is fun.
Can you imagine your first time smoking weed is your 70s?
With your kids?
Yeah, that's a trip. Man.
Yeah. I think she was so vilified for so long that I think she at some point realized she was like, "Oh, it's just this."
Did she see Reefer Madness?
No, well, she knew like her at least one of her
you know what I'm talking
younger
about,
brothers.
Though?
Yeah, I know the videos. Yeah, like he was in Vietnam, and he came back. He just like smoked weed all the time, and it was
of course
West Virginia, and But anyway, I don't know how I got in this tangent. Selling my mom up the river. I think ICE is on their way to get her right now. Are they against weed?
Are they looking for emotionally available women?
You know what's
she
funny?
is. You know what? She's a white lady.
No, never mind.
Jump out there, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Dipping your toes in dangerous waters, my friend.
It might come back.
All right. Well, anyway, it may be time for not a smoke break, but just a
my mom's
break.
not here, so
before we do that though, we want to talk about upcoming shows. What we got coming up this week, Jonathan? You have your on Juneteenth. You have your 2/3
my Juneteenth special.
Oh, okay.
No, I am headlining the 861 Room at Good Nights in Raleigh, North Carolina this Thursday.
Jason, you don't have any sound effects for us?
And
there it is.
I like that. The applause. That feels good. I got to get it now, and we'll see. Who knows how it'll go? It is accidentally on Juneteenth, and I apologize for that. But that's the wah. That's right. Yeah, that's good. But no, it should be a very fun show. And I hope that I'm curious about ticket sales, but I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to let.
That's really not smart. Well, you know what? It's going to be fine. It's going to be great.
Don't you? I don't want to like ask in advance. I want to just like.
We'll talk more off air.
Okay.
Anything else?
What's that?
Anything else you want to mention?
I'll put all the emphasis on that for the moment.
Cool. So I also have a Juneteenth show coming up. It's called the 101 Exhibit at VisArt over here in Charlotte. Me and Kayla Candy will be doing stand-up comedy, but it's put on by Tevin Scott, who is a film producer. So there's going to be some film. I think there's going to be some like art exhibits. It's just going to be a whole like immersive experience, I think is what we're going for. So that's also on June 19th. And I probably got more stuff, but I'll throw it over to Jason for now while I'm figuring that out.
All right. So the next show I have is that Wobbly Butt, but that's like on Wednesday, and I don't even know if this will be out. And then I got a family coming in. But on July 10th, which is a Thursday, you guys may have heard of this, I'm also headlining Room 861 in Raleigh at Good Nights. And also on the 8th, 2 days before that, I'm going to be up there for the NC's Funniest. I made it to the next round, so I'm going to be participating in that. Excellent. So 2 nights I'll be at Good Nights. Their second week of July. So,
dude, you know what? Honestly, that's probably the show to promote your headlining, because you're only doing like a 5 minute set or so.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's probably the show, because that's probably also going to get like a decent sized crowd.
Yeah, I would
say something on that one.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great idea.
I would say something on that one.
Look at that, Jordan dishing out great advice. Good work, buddy.
I remember when I featured before I was supposed to headline, I had like little QR codes that I printed off. Didn't really work out for me, but I still feel like it's a smart move, so you can try it out.
Yeah, let's see what I can do.
Oh, and then also June 20th, Joint Custody Comedy Show. Me and Don Guerra are co-hosting that. It's our monthly show in Cornelius at Maui Boys Dispensary. You can buy tickets at Maui Boys. It's $20 in advance or $25 the day of. There's a bunch of people in there smoking weed with their mom. All right, so you definitely
Hot.
get that.
Also, were you done? I'm sorry. I just want to
please,
jump in. You guys know it's coming up really soon, July 18th and 19th.
Yes.
We're in Sperryville, North Carolina.
Virginia.
Excuse me. I did it again. I am the worst. Sperryville, Virginia, at Copper Fox Distillery, July 18th and 19th.
The first official
3.
Well, I guess
comedy.
it's second.
No. It's gonna be the. Hopefully, it'll be the first.
It'll be the first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I just didn't know whether we were pretending that other show happened or
No,
not.
we acknowledged.
Oh,
that.
we already
had,
talked
a
about it.
whole
We already talked
opening
about
about
it. Yeah.
But we got to start really getting that out there because we want that show to be big.
Yes.
So
Yeah. All right, everybody. We will be back in just a bit with more Zoning Out. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Zoning Out, presented by the Comedy Zone. And listen, I feel like we ended on kind of a somber note.
Maybe.
Is that fair to say?
I don't remember.
we were talking about weed.
I genuinely don't
Okay.
remember.
We picked it back up with the weed thing.
Okay.
I was like, all right. It kind of got down a little bit. I want us to start off with something good.
Yeah.
Jason, can you
Something
give us
good.
something good?
I got something good to talk about.
Okay.
I had the absolute pleasure of going to Charleston, West Virginia on Saturday night, and I performed at this place called Sumthin Good Soul Food.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Start by telling us the demographic.
well, I didn't know, so I work with this guy, Doug Bennett. He came down. He's from, you guys used this term last week, D.C., Virginia. What
Oh, the DMV.
DMV.
DMV, yeah.
And I still can't wrap my head around that for some reason. But anyway, so Doug Bennett's great. That guy is very, very good comic, man. I like him quite a bit. He's actually lived in Charlotte for a long time. He moved like maybe 9 years ago and started a comedy up there. So he comes back down sometimes. So I'm going to get him on some shows. He was so funny.
Cool.
So so Charleston, West Virginia, is not a big city. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but not a real big city. And Doug Bennett quoted, he said, I think there's an 11% population of black people there. Mm. And I think they were all at the show.
Uh-huh.
They
Yeah.
had Something Good Soul Food. And I went and, I think I knew kind of what the place was or whatever, just by the name. And I
I was going to say, how'd you know?
And it was, they spelled something, Sumthin. And
it literally says soul food in the name.
Yeah. And I got there early. The people there were so nice. Like I can't even express it. They were just cool, nice. I got there early. They were, filling the room up. They just started doing comedy there. And I think a lot of people might, playing in front of audiences you don't always perform in front of might be like intimidating. It was one of the best shows I've had in a while.
It's awesome, man.
It was very, very cool. And it was like a mix of like a couple good old boys, couple couple white ladies sitting in the back, a couple WVU guys over here, and then the rest of the room were like, varying ages of black people. And I think they were probably over like 35, over 40. It was like that kind of thing. And they had a DJ set up, and then they did some songs at the start. One guy went up and did some karaoke. They got people standing up and were
Pre-show
dancing.
Pre-show?
Damn. It was a lot. And they're
what time did the pastor come on stage? To go
he did. I know pastor, maybe
Bernie Sanders.
I
for
wasn't
a few
sure.
minutes.
Yeah, that was awesome. And but I won't lie. I kept having these moments. Worm into my brain. Like I don't know if this is your crowd, man. I don't know, but I could tell you that. I headlined the show. I did like 52 minutes or something like that. And I didn't change a single thing that I do. And they loved it.
Nice.
They liked it. This guy Isaiah, he runs it. He owns, I think his mom's sort of official owner. She also worked there too. Man, they just couldn't be cooler. Honestly, they was fantastic. They showed me, they had, he was like, kept showing me pictures of like the night before they did R&B karaoke.
Okay.
The whole everyone was dancing. He was like, "It's the great. We're gonna keep doing it. It's so much fun. If you ever are in town when we're doing, you got to come do this." And
I would love to do that.
Yeah, it was
an
awesome.
excuse.
So,
for what?
An excuse for me to sing songs that I probably shouldn't be singing.
Okay.
I don't know. That's not what I mean. I don't mean that. I don't mean the words.
That's not. That didn't feel good.
Well,
yeah. So
That is not what I meant.
Yeah, this is. I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit, partially because I think people would avoid performing at a room like that. You know what I mean? The room
I ain't gonna lie. I definitely would, only not because of the restaurant, because of the state. I gotta keep it real with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A show in West, that puts me off. I wouldn't want to go up there.
Yeah. Well,
I told the story. I got pulled over in West Virginia. I was the
Yeah.
dude that pulled me over when I was driving the Prius and asked if I had weed in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. Well, that's what Doug said. I don't know. There's nothing bad about what he said. He was like, I've just never performed here. I drive through this state. That's kind of what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, Lee looked it up and I was like, all right, that's cool. And it was just, I don't know, man. For me, it was I stayed in the same hotel. The Comedy Zone used to have a room there at one of the hotels, but that went away. So I ended up staying in the same hotel, 5 minutes from the hotel. There just wasn't much going on.
Yeah.
Although that being said, I think there was another comedy show relatively close by, but yeah, but it was like good turnout, and I don't know, man. I had a little bit of trepidation, but I don't ever worry about that. I don't mind going to a room, a black-owned room, anything like that. It's not an issue for me. By the way, can I ask you guys a question? And I'm really putting myself out there. I hope I'm not getting myself in trouble. I don't like the term urban rooms.
Urban room, I don't like.
I don't like it either.
I don't. It's
the term
talk
urban.
about it.
It's
is-
like, well, we can't say black. It's like, just say black, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like the term urban. I don't like the term African American. Just say black. That's me. That's my personal thing.
right.
I think that there's a lot of white people who say African American out of weird fear.
Yeah,
of
and
saying
that
black.
puts me off.
Now, if a black person's saying African American, that whatever your reasoning is, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the reason that a lot of white people would say it is like, I'm not allowed to say black. It's like, dude,
But
just
there
say black.
But I will say, though, to defend that, it felt like a moment where that was the preferred term. That's what I feel like I remember that being a thing where it's like, oh, we say African American now.
I think it's a preferred term of promoters.
No. This is long before I ever did comedy. This is like, in my 20s. I think it was like it's like African American was used a lot, and it's like, oh, that's
that's
the
that
preferred
you mean.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Not that urban. Yeah. So but I do think that based on just where I'm standing, it seems like that changed where it's like that's not quite.
I was about to say, well, look, we're not a monolith, but for
Yeah.
me, I've never felt like, or I've never even really observed that was like the preferred term.
Okay.
So I don't know.
It has always felt to me, and my perspective is limited, obviously, that largely it's a thing that white people do. Largely, not by no means exclusively, but like
for me, I feel like when a white person uses that, it lightly feels like virtue signaling to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just feels like you're trying a little too hard.
Yeah, it has try hard energy for sure.
Yeah, right.
Try hard, and at the same time, like fear. It's like both. It's like look at me, and also like this is how I'm supposed to say it. Correct?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if the fear is to not offend, I don't really mind. If someone was trying to not be offensive, and so I read that on them.
You're right. You're right.
I'm not.
It's not a
appreciate
critique.
that.
It's laughing.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at them a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit,
yeah.
not actually criticizing.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
upset by it, but it's just kind of like, all right.
So where do we think that the urban room thing came from? Because that to me has been offensive, and I really am trying to stop using that term. It's just like, can we just call it like a black-owned room? That's kind of, to me.
I think it kind of came from the same place that African American came from. Like, we don't want to say black, but we want to label to let people know that it's going to be a certain way.
Right.
Inner city. It's all the same shit.
Yeah,
It's
right.
euphemisms when people mean black but don't want to say black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Which is never, I think, ever a good thing that I can think of.
Well, my thought was, I'm in West Virginia. there's nothing urban about any of that city at all.
Exactly.
So I'm like,
it's like what do you mean urban?
It doesn't make so it doesn't make much sense. But again, I can't, like, if y'all get the chance. So this is through Jeremy Daniel. Sorry, Jeremy. That bar comedy.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, man, I've done 4 or 5 of his shows, and every one of them has been a good show.
I get
It's
those.
not, it's not always the best, like, this one, their stage is great. It's like a nice black curtain. They got something funny and like a neon sign behind you. And
it says something funny,
it
like
says
something good.
spelled
something
like that.
fun. Oh, that's
Yes.
great.
Oh,
something
that's
funny.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
awesome.
Very cool.
Because that kind of shows they invested.
They
in
like
the show a little
branded
bit.
the name
Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
I
doing
like
everything right. They had a
Love
great
that.
DJ like beforehand, like I said, who got people up on stage and dancing and stuff. But Jeremy, man, he's, like I said, they're bar shows. You never know. Like this idea that we all want to do theaters, we all want to do clubs, we want to do this kind of stuff. But I think the reality, more and more that I see it, is I got paid really good for that show.
You want to do a good show and you want to make some money.
I want to make
Yep.
make some money.
That's what it really comes down to.
And it was a really good show. I got a
Yeah.
bunch of followers. I sold some merch.
It's great.
And again, I performed in front of people I wouldn't normally have performed in front of.
Yeah.
So I also kind of want to like give Jeremy a shout out to be like, there wasn't any kind of prejudice in hiring me for that room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out
Right?
to Jeremy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like
appreciate
that to me was
for
like,
sure.
oh, he's good. He can perform. So it was a compliment to me, and he wasn't deterred by the fact that this was maybe somebody else might say, well, Jason's not good for that room.
Yeah.
It's like,
Right,
no,
right.
he's good, and these people are cool. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I don't know. There's something to that. Don't shy away from rooms that you don't normally get into.
I really want to do when I get the emails, and any time that there's one that makes sense for me to do, I'm gonna try and jump on it and see if I can do it.
Yeah, same. I keep hoping to catch that one at Statesville
Got to do it.
because it hasn't lined up. I've always been
Yeah,
booked
I
on
was
that
gonna.
day.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was gonna do that one, but for some reason,
I
I
just
think the last one was on Juneteenth. I think when you said that.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
It is. I think you're
Yeah.
right.
maybe
yeah.
that is why it was.
So that I actually just emailed him. I was like, I'm sure you got that filled. I said, but I'm here.
Mhm.
Statesville is essentially Charlotte as far as comedy. I was like, so let me know if you ever need help filling that. I got a couple guys that I've recommended already to you, but there's other people here if you guys you
Yeah.
get into a bind. So, but it's a cool little bar up there, man. It's like the crowd was great when I was there. So, yeah. So bar comedy, if you what they call it, pub and grub. It's got a couple other terms that they
Something
use
like
for
that.
it, and it's all over the country. So if you got a bar and you got a something like that, he's done, as far as I know, a good job with it. So
Shout out to Bar Comedy.
bar comedy.
I like it, man. You reminded me of something, so I do want to give a shout out. So, update on the whole like Don't Tell comedy competition.
Oh,
that
yeah.
one guy I was telling you about, Chris Renoy.
Mhm.
He's based out of Florida. Placed second overall.
No
Oh,
kidding.
nice.
So I just want. He's never gonna hear this, but I just want to say
Yeah.
shout out to Chris, man, because that guy was just so
Yeah.
amazingly good. And he deserves
awesome.
it, man.
So wait, so he went out to LA to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was one of maybe 2 people. I don't know.
Because there was like
the
5
Atlanta
regions,
guy-
and then
there
they
was
picked-
5 regions.
Yeah.
So in theory, you could like if you pick the same amount of people for each one, it would be 2 from each one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was necessarily the case. Like they might just pick the top 10 regardless of what region you came from. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
exactly sure how they did it, but I know he made it, and he got second overall.
Wow.
And then you go back and look in that picture, see if like anybody else from the Atlanta showcase made it. But yeah, he deserves it, man.
Yeah,
that
that's
guy's
cool.
hilarious.
Did you know what that garners him?
Yeah, so since he came second, I think he also gets a set on
Wow.
Don't Tell Comedy's
That's
YouTube
huge.
page, and he gets X amount of prize money. It's just not as much as the
Yeah,
first place
right.
winner.
Yeah, that's great.
So it's
man. What a great credit.
like the exact same thing, just with less money.
I think pretty much it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
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 The money
And-
the money is short term for
Exactly,
that. You know,
yeah.
the real win is the
Yeah.
yeah.
I think exact same. And also, whoever came first, their set is probably coming out first. So you probably
Yeah.
have to wait a little bit. That's
Right.
probably the only
Maybe
Yeah,
promote it a little more.
Yeah.
This is the winner.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And stuff like that.
Interesting. I'd still promote the hell out of being second.
Oh hell
Second,
yeah.
yes. Out of all the people that applied
No,
for
no.
that,
I was saying
finished
they
second?
might promote it more.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
The-
I put top 50 in my bio, and like
Which you should, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if I was number 2, you would never hear Jonathan. You would never hear the end of it. Never.
Yeah, I would be. I would understand at first, and I would become very annoyed quickly.
Yeah.
Do you guys have can I go to this thing? I have no idea why I'm bringing this up, but I have this thing.
Yes.
I'm looking at, all right, this is like Inside Baseball comics and also just average people.
We're talking
right?
about quiet enjoyers.
Yeah, right. Well, not even just at a comedy show. I've been trying to figure this out. I've been thinking a lot about it, like the idea of I've seen people at shows and you're like, they're not really laughing. They're not doing much of anything, right?
Yeah.
Then you see them after the show, and for me, it's usually like some guy, some kind of maybe a little bit older guy, comes out, puts his hand out. He's like, "Man, that was fantastic. You're a really funny comic."
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. It's like, and in my brain, I'm going, "You didn't do a goddamn thing in this show. You sat there the whole time.
Yeah.
Your wife giggled.
Thank you. You were a problem. I appreciate it.
And I'm like, you just kind of got in my head a little bit. I don't usually dwell on people. I will say that. But so that guy is a quiet enjoyer. He enjoyed that without even really smiling that much.
Yeah.
Like this has happened multiple times. Some people are introverts, so they don't laugh real loud. Young people are kind of cool. And again, I know I'm stereotyping a lot of this shit. Young people, young dudes, good-looking dude sitting with a girl. He doesn't want to laugh.
Right.
He's trying not to laugh because
I actually
it's uncool.
I kind of get that a little bit.
That. I hate that. I hate that more than anything.
I'm not saying it's like good, but I do get that instinct. You don't think
that's like borderline toxic behavior?
I mean,
I think it can be being toxic, but I think it can also just be nervous. Just like I don't want to do anything too big. I don't want to do anything too. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, you want to play like kind of cool.
They want to be
emotionally unavailable. And,
emotionally unavailable white dudes.
Right.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Right. I'm dead. She's never gonna talk to me again. It's over.
The idea of being too cool or trying to be too cool to laugh.
Sure.
Flies in the face of everything about
I don't,
me.
For me, it would. Yeah, I'm not talking about trying to be cool. Just trying to not be too much of anything.
Too extra, yeah.
No,
I do get what you're saying.
I mean, I'm mad that I kind of get it too.
Yeah.
No.
I'm always fail at that, but I am mad that you guys I've kind of nailed it. Do you guys have a favorite or is this you? Any of these things you?
I don't know.
I laugh. I laugh a lot. That's like just I'm okay with it. I don't even think I have a very good laugh, but it doesn't matter. It's like laughing.
I don't really like. I certainly don't have an approach to it. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of there.
It's not conscious.
Yeah, I'm just kind of there, and however I react. This is especially like when I'm not with anybody else, and I don't really have to have that in my head of like what people are going to think or whatever. I just kind of what happens.
And are you frustrated when you see people who experience joy differently than you?
Well, when I'm doing comedy, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't want people. I don't want people like me to be like.
Yeah.
You know, and I think
Laugh,
all of us
clap,
to some
make
degree
noise.
are being. You know, we're criticizing a little bit, not out of being an asshole, just out of like this is something we're always thinking about
As a comedian.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So like I don't. I guess you could say I'm sort of part of the problem in a way, but not.
Well,
if
I would be a terrible audience member.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like I don't think I'm a great audience.
Put me in the
member.
back. I'm not going to be good.
Right.
I'm that. I consume probably maybe more than the average comic of comedy. I consume.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm that guy now where not everybody makes me laugh, but I will nod and be like, "That's funny as shit."
Yeah,
like,
that's what I
You
feel like,
literally 5 seconds ago just said, "I laugh."
You
I do
say that,
laugh, but
Yeah.
that's the thing. I laugh in general, but when it comes to comedy shows,
yeah.
I do it too much, so
Yeah.
it's not like the thing that makes me.
Right.
Watching
Oh, okay.
a movie, I'll laugh.
I did misunderstand.
Yeah. No, I didn't
what point
explain
you're
it
making.
either. But that's
Yeah,
fine.
so I tend to be a little quieter, probably.
Yeah.
For
Shows.
comedy shows, for sure. I think that's probably true for anybody that does anything
That
it
they're
kinda
watching.
ruins your ability to enjoy it to a degree because you're looking at it from a different lens. You're looking at more analytical of like, oh, I like that setup, but that punchline wasn't quite there, or this or that, and just you're looking at it, you're studying it,
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of
even if you don't want to.
Right.
Yeah,
It just
at this
happens.
point, that's just that's it.
I've said this probably 1,000 times on this, is that when I work in film and now stand up, it's like things that are when good movies get better, good comedians, that experience gets better. If you make me laugh, because it happens. That's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Not
right.
amazing like it's some accomplishment, but for
Right.
me, it's amazing
If
that
I
they
can-
got me to do it.
If someone can make me lose that critical faculty,
Yes.
you know,
Right.
Yeah.
if that sort of analytical part of me can escape,
Yeah.
that means they're doing a real good job.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly right. And things that are not as good have gotten worse.
Right.
Yeah.
So I lose some. What's the word I'm looking for?
Grace?
Yeah. Suddenly it
I think
becomes.
it's fair.
I get frustrated with them. It's like,
Right.
come on, man! Like that
Right.
could have been better. I saw that punchline come in, like all
Right.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And that's not always the worst thing. I'm sure people see my punchlines coming, but it's like, you know, you become more critical. I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully internally, and I'm not
It's normal.
just an asshole to everyone around me going, this guy sucks.
You're
right?
not just an asshole.
Nah,
You're so much more
way
than
more
that.
than that. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Maybe at your core, you're an asshole. Maybe that's your fundamental
But my favorite
characteristic,
part is
but-
that people can't see my core. That's my favorite thing about being a person. You can't see my core. You don't really know what's going on in here. Don't walk around my backyard. Loose
All
soil.
right.
I'm kidding.
I'm a little lost on the backyard thing.
I
But
didn't kill anybody and burying them. That's all
oh,
I'm
got
saying.
it. Good.
It got
Cool.
dark.
Cool. No doubt.
All right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I do kind of miss the days where I was able to laugh more easily
Yeah.
at things. Like I think about this old Looney Tunes episode all the time. It was called like Hunting Season. It was
Yeah.
like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. And it was the
Are
classic
you doing
pair.
this like for me? This is amazing.
No,
right
no.
now.
It was just one episode of Looney Tunes, and like Elmer Fudd was like walking around, and they basically kept switching the signs between duck season and rabbit season.
Yeah.
And
so
like
good.
you know, Bugs Bunny
It's
is
the greatest
always
thing in the
going
world.
like get the one up on
Yeah.
on.
Dude,
You know,
by the
that.
way, I watched a fuck ton of Looney Tunes too.
Yeah.
This isn't all yours.
I just
You
mean
don't
it
get
was respond. It was felt like it was for me.
Oh,
That's
God.
all.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I just used to be like on the verge of tears laughing
Yeah.
at like
Yeah.
Daffy Duck getting shot. So pretty much
Oh.
every time, it was the
Looney
funniest thing
Tunes-
in the world to me.
I am not. This is well-trod territory, but it still is remarkable when you watch it just how violent it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fucking violent.
Yeah, it was like they didn't know how to make him interact that would be funny without it.
Just shoot
Pretty
him in
much.
the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It worked.
It'll turn to dust.
Yeah.
I may be wrong about this, but I think it's sort of vaudevillian. I think is why. I think the people who were sort of creating it, and I may be making this up a little, but I don't think so. It was so that's a lot of vaudeville was fear. Fear was the tension that you created,
Yeah.
so it became violent. And
Do you-
that's, yeah.
Do y'all think like this is not a leading question at all? It's genuine.
By the way,
question.
real quick,
Yeah.
I think the guy who does the voice did all the voices for those characters.
Mel Blanc.
Blanc. So I
Oh, all of them?
He did.
He did-
There's actually a whole
I don't know if he
radio
did all
lab
those
episode.
three
He did
Bugs.
1,500 voices. That
Really?
dude, 1,500.
Wow.
yeah, it's nuts.
And we saw his. Remember,
saw-
I got
yeah.
really excited because
We
we
saw his
saw
grave.
his grave. When
Yeah.
we went, and
That's
I
right.
sent a
Dude,
picture to
that's all
Nora because
wow,
we
yeah.
listened to this whole episode. That's how I know that thing about him.
Pretty
doing
sure he did
1,500
Daffy
voices.
and Bugs. I don't know if he did Elmer
He
Fudd, but
definitely
probably.
did.
Legend.
He did
Yeah.
Daffy, Tweety.
Mhm.
Probably Porky Pig.
Sylvester. Yes, he did. That's all. Right, is on
That's
his
right. It was
Bugs
on his-
Bunny.
it was on his grave,
I,
yeah.
I think, I
Headstone.
don't know whether he did Elmer Fudd or not, but like he did all. Like think of all the iconic ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably did that.
Yeah,
Dude,
right.
could you have a better line on your tombstone?
Then that's all, folks.
Yeah,
it's
especially when that's your-
it's
oh,
beautiful.
man.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing.
He nailed it.
yeah.
Probably should
You,
have been. in
you
a
were
different
you were
cemetery,
going
though.
somewhere with this though, but where were you going with like how much just that you loved that?
Just
you
that
loved-
ability to just be able to laugh.
Oh,
Yeah, to be
with
able to laugh.
unselfconsciously.
But it's just but it's that, and then also just with age, it's kind of I think we just become harder to impress because the longer you've been on Earth, the more.
Mm-hmm.
The harder it is to find something unique or something done in a way that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Whether that's comedic, whether that's a drama. I watched 3 Tubi movies yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, and they use basically the same.
You doing
plot
all right?
device. No, dude. I love bad movies. I actually had a show for a little bit called To Be Travis.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
I just wanna
that's
make
right.
sure.
Yeah, I
So
love bad
funny.
Wanna
movies.
check in?
But they use like the same.
Because that's
Hey man, we're here for you. If you need.
because that's a lot, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. It was.
That's
it was
great.
just
What were they?
impressive.
They were all horror.
It was
films?
the Killing Cove,
We are.
I tried to get my girlfriend to watch The Whore Next Door.
Is that the title? I tried to get my girlfriend to watch The Whore Next Door.
No, it was just The Whore
Next Door.
I tried to get her to watch it. She wouldn't go for that one.
Documentary.
Why on earth would she not want to watch
Seems
that?
weird that she wouldn't.
High Value Man.
High Value Man is the most underwhelming combination of words I've ever heard.
Yeah.
High Value Man.
Well, you know what
rated
that's
PG-13.
from, right?
No.
No,
You haven't
not at
heard
all.
the term? That's basically like if you've ever
like a
watched any like
mob
the
thing or
red
something?
pill like alpha male content. That's what they call themselves. High
yuck.
Value Man. Yeah.
Ick.
Yes, that movie
Ick
played
City.
into that. Man, dude, yeah, I had a good time watching those terrible movies, dude.
If
Do
I
they
can,
call them HVMs?
Yes, actually,
I know
that was the
it.
website,
I fucking knew it.
hvm.com.
Fucking knew it.
Yeah.
have I hate to pull back from it, but Tom and Jerry's my favorite. I just wanted to throw that
great.
out
Okay.
there. I just didn't want to not bring it up because I do jokes about like some of the stuff or whatever. But Tom and Jerry's also extremely violent.
Very
Extraordinarily.
But
Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner.
I think you guys know
Also.
this. I'm like, compared to the world at large, I'm this big. I'm a novice fan of jazz music,
Yeah.
right? And I like Dixieland. I like the bigger bands kind of
The
stuff.
super old school jazz.
Yeah.
30s.
Exactly. So like Louis Armstrong, right? Hot fives, hot sevens, that kind of shit. Like Louisiana jazz or whatever. And that was Tom and Jerry.
Right.
It was constantly throughout.
They also did a lot
Tom
of
and
classical
Jerry.
music
They
in
did.
those too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a lot of like these like concertos where they would like literally playing the piano and
Right.
like Jerry would.
There's this great throwaway line on an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where the captain of the precinct, who's like a very serious man, talks like this. Have either y'all seen that?
I
Ever seen
haven't
Brooklyn
seen
Nine-Nine? So
the captain I know.
the
Yeah,
captain,
yeah.
who he
passed away, yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
Rip. Andre Bauer. He's
Andre Bauer,
a
yeah,
legend.
yeah. Oh, that's
He's
great.
incredible. But he says he's going to the opera, and Jake, played by Andy Samberg, the cop, he goes, "Oh, is it the one Bugs Bunny sings?" And Holt the character Captain Holt, he goes, "Yes."
Well, there's
Just
also
in his dead serious
there's
voice.
a Seinfeld reference
Is
where
it?
Jerry and Elaine are outside of. I don't know if it was an opera, but I believe it was a symphony of some kind or whatever. And Jerry starts doing the Bugs Bunny, da da da, curtain call, on the violet highs and lows, da 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 da, na 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 na. Right? You guys know that? It's
been a minute.
Kinda,
It's essentially that song is not from Seinfeld. It's like a big sort of cultural thing or whatever.
Right.
And Elaine like has a line. She's like, "You okay with the fact that all of your cultural references are from cartoons?" Jerry's like, yeah,
good
pretty
with
good about
that.
that. Or she might have said from Bugs Bunny. Yeah, it's great. And it's so true, I think, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because like I remember I got to a point where I would listen to this like jazz program on NPR every Friday night. But it would become on at 11 o'clock, so I was always out with friends at a bar. I would leave, go to my car, and listen to it for an hour and go back in.
That's amazing.
That's how, like, I was a
like
legitimate fan. It was amazing, man.
You remember when we got in that Uber in LA?
Oh,
and
no.
Jason was in the front and you and I were in the back, and the dude was playing some like full on Dixieland Jazz.
I remember this.
Yes.
And, and y'all started like, y'all were talking fucking shop. And Jordan and I were both like,
Yeah.
Dorks.
like I have never had to work harder to hold in a laugh.
Yeah, we were going to the Comedy Store.
It was like
do.
fine.
I
Like
do
there was
remember
nothing
it.
wrong with what you were doing. It was just the divide between who was in the front and who was in the back. It was just Jordan and I were just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
somehow
it's great music.
talking
Like,
about
there's-
jazz music
there-
up front is the uncool part of the car. That's
Yes.
right. That feels wrong
Yes.
to me.
But it's not. It's great music. Like it's not it's not an actual criticism. It's just like y'all these two just enthusiastic white men in the front, just talking about like
Well, that
this
had something to do with it.
yeah, just talking about like the good. I don't think you guys said this is like the good old days or whatever, but it was like man, that was
No one was
It was a
thinking good old
different time.
days, By the way, speaking of jazz, I just performed this past week, Middle C
Some
Jazz.
jazz?
I
Oh.
did not. I would play a jazz instrument. My favorite is clarinet.
The juggling balls.
Clarinet's favorite jazz instrument. Favorites? Do you guys?
Not clarinet.
I'll
Although
go
clarinet's great.
saxophone.
Yeah.
We're talking about jazz or just in general?
I was thinking jazz.
Like
Yeah,
sort of
that's
more
saxophone.
specific. I mean piano, but that's everything.
yeah.
Trumpet, Miles Davis, love him.
Yeah, I think a second would be Louis cornet. I think is that the same as a trumpet?
It's not exactly the same, but
I'm pretty sure Louis played the cornet.
or maybe it's I don't know.
It's pretty
Saxophone
close.
would be
It's
pretty
not.
close
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which was a
fucking
later
Charlie
jazz
Parker,
instrument,
John
if I'm not
Coltrane.
mistaken,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
dude, the saxophone was invented in the 20th century.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like
I
a
seem to
new
remember
instrument.
that. Yeah, that's right. And that, I can't. Man,
That's
I
why
watched
it's
a
not in.
documentary
That's why
about
it's
it.
not in any classical like.
Yeah.
You know, older like
Oh, I never
classical
thought
music.
about
There's
that.
no
Yeah,
saxophone
that's right.
because it wasn't a thing.
Yeah, I saw this thing
It's
about
literally
it where it was
named after the
like-
guy. It's one of the. You know how like so many things have super unclear origins.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that just has a very, very, very clear origin. It was a guy named, I think, Alfred Sax invented the saxophone in some point in the 20th century. And then that's like,
I didn't know. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Here's one of the things I love, like that's a totally an American-born art form,
yeah,
right?
jazz is for sure.
So have you guys ever seen The Bear? You guys seen the
I
TV show
still
The Bear?
haven't.
No, I haven't.
I know.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, and just my full endorsement of The Bear. But there's this one scene. It's great soundtrack, right? Whoever does the music for it's really fantastic. And this one guy goes over to like Denmark or whatever, and they're doing like a montage, and there's this jazz band that's playing, and it is like, every once in a while you hear a song and you really respond to it, right?
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
listening to music going immediately like I have to figure out what this is. And it's jazz, and it feels like a bigger band kind of jazz. It's 100% a saxophone, and I'm at least I think, to be perfectly honest. For me, I was like, that's a saxophone like I haven't heard it played, kind of a thing. Pulled it up, and it's this Ethiopian jazz band. I think the name of the song
Dude,
is
Ethiopian
Tezeta.
music is great.
Yeah, but this was like from the 60s.
Yeah,
so
no, that's
whoever
what-
did this soundtrack.
kind of a thing.
Yeah. So I'm like, I go on like all of the like Reddit, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what's this song everyone's talking about? They're like, oh my God, thank you, The Bear, for introducing the world or America to this jazz sort of movement that
Yeah.
happened in the 60s that was hugely famous here, and people are just discovering how great it is. Dude, I listened to this album of this Ethiopian jazz band from the 60s all the time.
I think I
It's
know about
wild,
this
man.
person. I can't remember
It's like
their name. but-
Tezeta.
yeah.
Tezeta's either the group or the name of that song from The Bear. But that's what I refer to. My YouTube pulls it up
A
all the
coworker
time.
told me
Wow.
about it. I think.
Yeah, it's it's absolutely cool and beautiful, and like just the mood and tone of it is just so goddamn cool. It's this
Yeah.
repeating thing, and it's like you can hear that they recorded everybody in the same room. They didn't do one instrument a piece.
Right.
They recorded them together.
Yeah.
It's just
Love
awesome.
that.
It's just super cool, man. It's worth the Bear. I say this sincerely. It's worth watching The Bear for the soundtrack, and it's like it's just cool in itself. Also, do you guys know that Radiohead song "Let Down"? It's from
Mhm.
OK
From
Computer.
OK Computer.
It's
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the best uses of that song on a show I've ever
Oh, really?
seen.
Oh,
Yes,
Nice.
because
I'll have to
it's
watch
one of
the
my
show,
favorite songs
man.
all time. One of my favorite songs.
It's a great song.
Let Down. It's that good.
Great song.
And they use it so well in The Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Anyway, that's my endorsement.
Love it.
Yeah.
Music.
All right. Speaking of
Universal
music,
music's pretty
By the
good.
way, you have gone on record that your favorite instrument is clarinet, specifically because Woody Allen plays it, right? That's- You're a big fan of current, contemporary day Woody Allen.
That's not. I don't think that's
You
what I
only
said.
you only like post 2000 Woody Allen. Right?
I don't
That's
think-
your.
No, that's not. I didn't say that.
You implied it.
I didn't. That doesn't. Feel
You talk
right.
about Blue Jasmine a lot. And Vicky Cristina Barcelona.
Deconstructing Harry is actually a pretty wild movie, but I'm not here to support Woody Allen in any way.
You did make a point of that though.
all right. Before we get out here, do we have any would you rather's?
I actually don't.
We don't have any would you
Sorry.
rather's.
Oh
Okay.
shit!
I was about to like when we broke, but
I got
but don't.
screenshots. I'll find
Yeah,
them.
you got
I'll
one?
find them.
Let's do it.
Talk. Talk.
All right. So while
Say shit.
Jonathan
Jesus.
is pulling that up, Jason, I gotta say something really got under my skin.
Talk to me, Goose.
So Slick Rick released an album
Okay.
not too long ago. Maybe it was just this past Friday.
Okay.
And he has this one track. I forget exactly what it's called, but it has Nas featured on the track.
All right.
And it is an amazing track.
Okay.
And it just pissed me off again about Lil Wayne's album.
Oh,
because
man.
Slick Rick is much older than Lil Wayne. I don't mean disrespectfully, but he is much older than Lil Wayne, and is still clearly capable of putting out quality music.
Yeah.
And I just, for the life of me, besides maybe drugs, cannot understand why Lil Wayne.
Do you? Well, we talked about this a little bit. Do you? This is something that I have hang up about. Right? It's like the Michael Jackson syndrome. I think Prince had the same syndrome. Right? Whereas like you get people around you who no longer are taking care of you. They're yes men, so they can just be in your sphere. Right? Mm-hmm. And does Lil Wayne in that he's obviously not the talent that they are. Right? He's not Prince. He's not Michael Jackson. But you get enough money and enough, power or whatever, you get people around you who they just want to keep you going so that they can be a part of it, right?
Maybe, but also I don't know if Lil Wayne is pulling in that much these days. I don't know if he's pulling in that much money. Yeah. This isn't like his prime. So
and this is universally panned.
Oh yeah. This has
just
been
nobody's.
There's not many people. Maybe diehard Lil Wayne fans. You might find some, but generally speaking, no one has enjoyed this album.
You broke it down pretty good last week. I was actually scrolling through our notes, all the sins.
Yeah, my video's up too.
Because you like Lil Wayne. I like Lil Wayne too.
He's still in my top 5.
Some of I don't know. He's that high up for you.
He is in my top 5.
So this broke your heart.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
man.
I wouldn't have done that. There's not many other artists I would have done that for.
Yeah. Can I ask a question? Is there an artist that you love that is kind of embarrassing?
Oh, you mean besides Kanye West? Or
I mean, not in that kind of embarrassing, as in like maybe people wouldn't think that you like this artist.
Oh, whoever, I forget her name, but whoever sings Strawberry Wine. I like that song.
Strawberry Wine.
No, Strawberry Wine.
Keep going so I can think of it.
Please do the whole song.
Yeah, do the whole song. It's my favorite part of the episode right now. Strawberry Wine. I know the song actually.
Oh, bittersweet.
Jonathan, you need to get there quick, my friend.
Jonathan, you still scrolling?
Jesus.
I ended up just pulling up Reddit because I couldn't find the screenshots.
Oh my god.
But I mean, I don't think I've ever really advertised myself as much of a country fan, and I'm not. But I really do.
I do know that song, but all right, okay, okay.
For me, but this is already known, is Casey Musgraves.
No, because you've touted her as like one of the greats. I can't use that example.
Also, your job is scrolling right now. We're stalling for you.
Okay.
I remember that most people won't even know the band. I remember when I was because I had like older brothers, right? So they were listening to Kiss, Metallica, Grateful Dead. Actually, I got a Grateful Dead shirt on. Like these were bands, and I needed my own. I was like, who am I gonna find?
Okay.
And White Lion was one.
White Lion.
Yeah.
All
Nobody even knows who that is right now.
I'm not familiar.
They had one song, and it was called Wait. And if you're out there and you know White Lion, just hit me up because I thought they were great. They were just like a really generic like hair band. And they had one album, and they were terrible. But at the time, I was like, I need my own metal band because I'm like the little brother. You know what I mean? Mm. It was kind of awesome, but also embarrassing. What do you got, Jordan or Jonathan?
I like this one because it's super. It's just like it's like we're 7-year-olds.
Okay,
that tracks.
Would you rather have control over rats or control over spiders?
Oh my god, that's a great
Isn't
question.
that amazing?
Oh my god, that is an amazing.
It's like
question.
I assume this means all rats or all spiders.
Yeah,
or just like let's say. Okay, we need.
You're trying to make
parameters.
more rats.
More parameters. Do you need? I'm thinking this can be group decision. I'm thinking like, do we have to be in their vicinity? Do you have to be able to see them? Do you have to be within 100 yards? Or is this like you can summon the rats?
Oh man,
that's an important distinction.
Yeah. Wow.
Like you can get.
Is there a cap?
I think there's too much. I think that's too much power. I think that makes it because you could do like
per state.
I think let's say within a square mile, a radius of a mile.
Ooh.
Okay. Is that fair?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Do you guys want to make it? You can control all of them.
No. I hear you. I'm just trying to think of
Like
how
any-
much power does that give me in Charlotte.
It's really giving
can't-
like it's
listen-
giving villain.
Listen, we
energy,
can do. You have control over all of them.
I mean, that's
Is that more fun?
all
What's
of
more
them
fun?
is. I'm leaning one direction more than the other now. I can tell you that.
Well, what's more fun to you guys?
I guess all of them.
All of them. Okay. All right. Y'all have initial thoughts?
Well-
Okay, here's the thing. We have control over all of them, but then also we have to keep in mind that these are still rats and spiders. So it's not like they can fly from
Yeah.
New York to
Right.
Charlotte.
Right. If you wanted to get so many would die in the ocean.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just so we do also have to keep them in mind.
Yeah.
Well, it's like here's my
And
question:
how much do you care about your spiders and your rats? You
It's
know
a
what I
great
mean?
question. What do you do with them?
I mean, I know that's kind of the
It
central.
feels very villainous.
That's the
to me.
central. That's the central question.
Yeah.
Because I'm leaning pure instinct. I'm leaning towards spiders, but I don't have a reason
Yeah.
for that just yet.
I mean, I would have a yard without any mosquitoes.
There you go. That's man. You're thinking small. But
I can tell you that. Well,
all politics is local for this guy.
I'm just. I'm just thinking like, how would I use these for good and not evil?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, how would I?
See, I'm starting from a place of. I'm not bringing ethics or a question for later.
Okay.
There you go.
You know,
it's strictly a
right
villain.
now
This is villainous.
right now it's like, what can I do? Not what should I do.
Yeah.
I'm thinking spite. Like you could do some fucked up shit with the webs.
We've
Yeah.
talked about this before, right? Like the world is owned by insects.
We talked about
Yeah.
this. I don't know if we talk
On the
about
show.
it on the show.
Maybe,
Did we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
I've always thought the funniest thing is like to think about. We may have talked about this too. To like we finally contact the aliens, right? And we
Yeah.
send our best and brightest and
Right.
whatever, and they walk into the room, and the aliens are like, who fucking sent people?
Yeah.
Who? I specifically asked for insects and fungus.
Yeah.
Why did they
Why?
send the humans?
What
The
are these
people who
guys?
are ruining the thing they're on?
Yeah, these big
And they
dumb,
know they're doing it, but they're doing it anyway?
they
No,
sent the
give us
dumb animals.
Yeah, they sent the
Yeah,
idiot.
send us a horse. We don't need the people. What are we doing here?
I think it's fungus and insects. That's who you want.
Yeah.
Anyway, but spiders are not insects. They're arachnids.
They're arachnids?
That's-
Okay,
I'm
alright.
doing my
Yeah.
own bit. But that is true. Okay, but so you could do shit with webs.
Okay.
We've established
just so many
your
more
yard can't
spiders.
have mosquitoes.
There's just so many more spiders. That's why I kind of leaned to that. They're just like this big. That was the only problem.
And rats, one rat can do some shit.
Yeah.
Although so can one spider because so many of them are venomous.
Yeah.
Venom is a big part of this.
Sure.
Not the Venom character, but I don't know. Does that count?
But
Do we have control over Spider-Man?
That's actually what I was going to
Correct.
bring up. Do we also have access to the spider that bit Peter Parker?
Yes.
And
well,
Master Splinter?
we gotta
'Cause I
assume
need to know if both are on the table.
we gotta
Master
assume
Splinter.
we gotta assume that's fucking incredible.
Oh
we
my
gotta
God.
assume that spider's got to be dead by now, right?
I don't know.
Or is it such a special spider that it?
It's clearly it's a special.
Well, it is a special spider.
I don't
but is
know
it
how long
immortal?
spiders
I don't know
live.
that.
I don't know.
I don't either.
How long do spiders live? Like I don't know.
That's a great question.
I don't know.
I don't really know the answer.
Does
to
that play into this?
Sure.
How long the?
No. I'm asking that as does it matter?
would be something to consider because rats can live for
What, a decade? I don't know.
I don't know. I think longer. You know,
I would feel like
a
I
year,
feel like both of
5
them.
years. I don't
Yeah.
know. Want me to check?
Nah,
Yeah.
that takes the fun out of it.
Okay. Yeah, we got to decide right
Okay,
now. We
yeah.
don't get to.
All right, we
Google.
lifespan
But-
10 years.
Okay, but I just want to. I don't have a great starting point. That's the problem. I don't really know.
How does this?
What
help-
do I want
Let
to-
me. How does this help my stand-up?
No,
career?
here's the start. That's Jordan. Here's the starting point. I think for me is, if I could make anything happen, what would it be? And then the question is, do rats get me there faster or do spiders get me there
Yeah.
faster? So stand up
great-
is
Yeah, because my trouble is like, what could I actually do with either of those options?
I know.
Like productive. What
All right.
could I do productive with?
Here's what
either
I
one of
think.
those?
Here, if I'm honest, right now, you guys want to hear it?
yes.
Yeah.
So I don't like someone, and I want them to be unalived. I sent about 30 fucking Black Widows while they're asleep and they all bite.
Oh
it.
yeah, they got them. I mean, if you really, really, really don't like them, you could have rats eat them to
actually.
death.
Nah.
Just physical
I think,
torture.
I think they wake up because of rats. They don't wake up because of spiders.
Yeah,
But
just
that's the-
because
they
you
wake
wake
up,
up,
but they're not gonna,
There's
yeah.
9,000. You have control over all the rats.
Here's the thing, though, guys. People are gonna notice 9,000.
Oh, so
rats.
you can't get away with it.
Yeah.
The spiders would
that's
be
fair.
a little more.
Although,
inconspicuous. Okay.
although, how important?
just think people would be
how
like,
important
"Wow."
is it for you to get away with anything anymore in either of these scenarios?
yeah, and also
I would still. I'd be under the radar. I'd
Oh,
be
oh,
like,
for-
I'd be
I mean,
like,
for sure.
There's a crazy thing that happened. This person got killed by
Yeah.
30
You know what?
black widows. And be like,
Ooh.
wow, why did that happen? And I'm over here twisting my mustache. I would
people-
grow a mustache.
People are gonna be like, "Why every time you go to a city are there 90,000 rats?"
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't even walk. He's
Okay,
just carried by rats.
spiders are really, really winning right now.
I would be like a merc. I'd make millions of dollars by assassinating people.
oh, like a hitman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about a merkin, and I was confused.
Yeah. You know what a merkin is, Jordan?
No, actually, I don't.
Merkin is. I was checking. Merkin's like the thing that covers your
It's like
private parts
it's
in
like,
a movie.
It's like a
a
pube wig.
It's
Got
like a
it.
pubic
I got it.
wig. Gross.
Yeah, I'm having a hard
You're
time.
welcome, by the way.
I'm
Thank
trying
you.
to find.
So,
I didn't think you would really want to know, but I.
So Master Splinter's a real advantage. We love that.
Yeah.
I agree.
But like I'm trying to think of a compelling case. Like let's all try and think what's a because right now spiders are just seeming like the clear
Yeah.
winner.
For
Rats
me.
are fast. Like
ish.
yeah, they could be used. You could intimidate people probably better with an army of spiders.
I keep thinking of The Stand. You guys ever read The Stand?
No.
nah.
So The Stand is essentially Flag is like the villain. He's sort of we'll call him a demon or whatever, and he uses like rats and like wolves and forgetting the one other thing weasels, which are rat like, and they're effective for him in that way. So it's kind of like, all right, that's like a.
I'm not even with that incredibly compelling anecdote you just had.
I'm just saying, like somebody else.
I know you're
used
looking
it.
you're looking for something.
Yeah.
So let's
Dick.
go ahead and let's fire rats. I think rats. I
Yeah.
think spiders win. Like, are you have
I like rats.
okay? Because I had an alternative.
Actually, I like mice and rats.
Yeah, like
I'm
honestly,
just
if I
talking
knew for
about-
a fact they weren't going to like bite me, I feel like I would take that just because that might be kind of like a cool pet.
Yeah.
It's furry.
But you can have a
little-
rat for a pet
little-
without controlling all the rats.
You could just get one. That is a good point, actually.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well,
okay. Fine,
would
we'll
you
stop
be
there.
willing to swap out?
Yes, let's go
Okay,
for it.
because I think this brings in a new sort of aspect.
Okay.
Spiders, all spiders are all birds.
I knew you were going to say birds.
Yeah,
Birds,
'cause
100%.
birds, you can do some wild shit
Done.
with birds.
Definitely
Birds.
birds.
Okay,
birds.
why?
I already control. Never mind.
They're just cooler.
They're
Birds
cooler.
are amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like y'all are yelling at me for some reason.
Well,
I said, fuck birds.
You just-
I
you-
introduced birds.
You overcame the spiders now.
Ah shit. Okay.
Because to me, birds is like, are you kidding me?
All right, we
Did you ever
gotta
see the
fu-
movie The
Yeah.
Birds?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great
we
movie.
get access to like these mythical.
All right, y'all
creatures,
are
or
right.
we
Y'all
get
are right.
spiders.
Okay, let's work together and get. We need to stat.
Did you ever hear that theory?
How about that? I got one, actually. Go ahead. Go
Did you ever hear that theory that birds aren't real?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a weird conspiracy
it's
thing.
just- It's a meme, I think, more than anything.
Okay, all right,
but it's
fine.
fun. My brother has a hat that says "Birds aren't real."
Yeah. Okay, so I got one. All
All
right.
right.
And I'll let you guys choose the other half of this. You can control birds.
Okay.
Like they'll do your bidding. They
Yeah.
will swipe
They'll do
things,
their
bring it
thing.
to you, whatever.
Peck whoever.
Or I'm going to give you an A or a B. You can only choose one.
Okay.
Birds or A or B. Dogs or cats. You
Let's
can
do-
have birds or you can have either.
So
a dog
when you
or a
say
cat.
cats, you talking about lions?
Only house
leopards?
cats. No big
Okay.
cats. Just house cats.
I think
dogs.
I think
So, which also means no wolves.
No wolves.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think I would rather have a dog as a pet, but I think for like
still can.
for tactical purposes, I'm thinking cats are more interesting. Cats are freaks. They're apex predators. Even house cats are apex predators.
Okay, I think you. You know what's funny?
this.
We both went down
A different path.
kind of nefarious trails, but in different ways.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking you would want power over all the dogs because there's a unavailable, conventionally attractive woman.
Oh my God.
Hey, come here.
If that was my point,
Yeah.
then dogs would be the clear
It's
answer.
like, wow, your dog really likes me. It just keeps coming back for a week straight.
Dude, you like have this idea. Like, no.
I do have this idea of you, and it's accurate.
But it's not as gross as you make it. You make it into me just being like this, like sleaze, like pure, just like greasy nightmare who's just trying to fuck everything. I don't think that I'm that bad. I'm so this. It's over.
So
I'm
cats.
gonna miss her so much.
Yeah.
No, I'm still going dogs. Just because I just really like dogs.
I love dogs.
So if I could be cool with all of them,
It's kind of cool.
oh,
I don't think I'm picking dogs though. Weirdly.
I think I'm going
such a
cats
dog-
because just out of those two. Although if we're bringing birds back into it,
Yeah. Well, that's my point.
That was
It's
the thing.
birds, or you pick either a dog or a cat.
so it's birds or dogs or cats.
yeah, actually, yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Correct.
Like, what's the difference?
Yeah. Why did I put that little
yeah.
hanging Chad in there? That was weird.
It's either birds.
Listen, I'm a couple drinks in, guys.
Or what you could
Dogs
do
or
is,
cats.
Oh, it could, or
That's
it could
dumb.
be.
You did a dumb
I
thing.
did.
What
I
tag
dumbed
team
it
would
down.
you prefer?
What?
All the birds with all the cats, or all the birds with all the dogs?
Okay.
Tag team
yeah.
back again. Check it, wreck it. Let's begin.
Party
That's not
people in the
bad.
house, etc. Let's make some noise, DCs in the house. Jump, jump for joy. Party over here, party over there. Wave your hands in the air. Something about the atmosphere, maybe.
I don't remember.
These three words, when you get in something, whoop, there it is. Anyway, I watched a lot of Mighty Ducks.
Mine
That's
was
the
actually
bird.
cooler from just
Jock
knowing
jams?
the song. Okay. All right.
Okay, who works better together, birds and dogs or birds and cats? I mean, the cats, if I'm controlling them, I guess it won't be an issue, but cats definitely want to eat birds.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I will say this. You mentioned like cats, like also house cats are apex predators. So
They are apex
actually,
predators.
so house cats are I believe what the thing that I watched said that they are the most dangerous animal because they eat the biggest variety of prey of any animal on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Over lions, over tigers, over panthers. They eat so
cats
many
will
different
fuck
things.
you up.
And it's house cats. It's because of their size.
Yeah.
And they're big enough to kill sort of bigger things, but they'll also eat everything
Yeah,
from
I feel
bugs
like-
to
Yeah.
I
little
feel like
mice.
dogs are more like brute force, and cats are more like tactical.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I think I want birds and cats to work together, but the problem is I'm still trying to think of what am I actually trying to get them to
See, I'm trying to think
accomplish.
like, can I
But
get a Yorkie like in a little like tube to sneak into a prison? You know,
Because I was going to say, actually, I don't think that matters as much because if you're controlling them, the tactical side goes away.
Well,
It's-
but
it's
no,
you now.
I guess
Suddenly
this
the
is like
cats-
100 men
Oh,
versus
yeah.
a gorilla.
No,
Yeah.
but stealth though. Stealth is still a physical characteristic. You can't make them not be what they aren't. You know, you can't turn a dog as stealthy as a cat. You see what I'm saying? Like they're still gonna they're gonna follow your will,
But
they're
I-
not gonna develop
but I think it's a
new
percentage
abilities.
though. But it's a percentage, right? So a cat can do out of 100, a cat can do 100. A dog can still do 78. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I guess the only point I'm making is that like they will follow your will. They will do what you want, but they will still succeed or fail based on their characteristics.
And a cat has a far superior
a cat is
characteristics.
stealthy.
Even
like,
still, I think even with your
Yeah.
parameter, a cat's still going to be quiet versus a
right,
dog.
it's going to be quiet.
Yeah.
It's going to it's cats and birds, but now what are they going to do? What do I want them to do?
I mean, I'm taking over the world.
Well, I know,
gotta be
but
honest,
like, my head's
I'm running
swimming.
shit.
It feels like you can do both everything and absolutely nothing.
I was going to say, yeah.
like I
To be
think of
honest,
one thing.
correct.
I can't think of a
Yeah.
thing. Like the birds could, if it's a big enough bird, the bird could carry the cat through the air and get them to. I don't know. I know. I'm just trying to build a scenario, and I don't know what to do. I'm panicking.
I take all these animals to the circus, and I make millions of dollars.
Oh, come on, man.
No, that's not what you want.
Well,
What do you want?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's just,
what? No,
I mean, sure.
Yeah, it's a fucking
so
option.
So far, I guess that's the best we got.
So far, you get me
I don't know if it's radio worthy.
Really making a fucking bunch of money because I can make cats do flips and stand on each other.
I think I'm just gonna be a dog trainer.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm gonna do with the birds, honestly.
Be a bird
that's
trainer.
That's just a perk, yeah.
But let's just
work
think
at
of
a lot of
cooler and more diabolical.
Renaissance festivals.
Like, yes, you could do these things. Great. Now we've established that as a practical option. Cool. But what crazy shit are we pulling off?
Okay.
I'm gonna train birds to take every Trump phone and fly them into the ocean.
Okay, that's good.
Drop them.
I'm thinking something about how birds could deliver cats somewhere to do something. You know, like because they're stealthy.
Yeah.
But it's something. What's something where you need to get up high?
There might be an actual cat burglar.
That's a little bit where I'm going with this. Kind of. I'm kind of in bank robbery territory, non-violent bank robbery territory.
Yeah, I think I'm going to. Get up high. I mean, like, I don't know, Wells Fargo building. Like, how high up are you trying to?
Now we really know it's the Wells Fargo building.
It is.
Now we're talking. Yeah, I know. Fuck. God, I hate that shit so much. Yeah. We know it's your building.
We all know.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't.
Well,
I still thought that was Duke Energy.
Also, though,
it used to be the Duke Energy.
It was.
They bought it. Yeah, isn't that what happened?
Yeah.
They're just making it easier for the next nine. Never mind. So
9/11, they evacuated Charlotte. They evacuated.
Charlotte. Of course they did. It's a finance.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys knew this.
Heard, but
second.
Yes, that was awesome, dude.
Second financial.
We went right.
Yep.
Okay.
Did it. I cannot think of anything cool for them to do.
Yeah. I think I can cause chaos at a brewery.
That's true. If you fly in a bunch of dogs to a brewery,
no, they're already going to be there.
Yeah.
That's the point.
So what are you doing then?
I don't know. I'm just gonna make them run around.
You're just gonna. I see. You're just gonna fuck with them.
Yeah.
Maybe find every person who's being sleazy in the way that you're assuming I would be, and fuck up their deal. That could be fun.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
That feels all right. Just so you guys know, I'm gonna be not off grid. I mean, we're gonna record next week. Whatever. I got a family vacation coming up next week.
Okay.
Just here in Charlotte. It's
good that we're working this
Porchville.
out.
Wait, okay, so you're not even leaving the city.
Yeah, Porchville. We're doing it all here. We're getting boats on Lake Norman. We're going to beaches.
Okay.
We're going to pools.
What is this word you're saying? Porchville?
Porchville. Yeah, I had this lady I worked with.
Is that like a fun term or is that a real place?
Yeah, it's just a fun term.
Okay.
This lady would take vacation time and she would take a week off.
Going to Porchville.
And she's like, I go to and she was an alcoholic. And she would just she's like, I'm gonna drink on my porch for a week, and it would be like, you should get help. You should think about, just let people know that you're
okay. You're like, guys, she did this thing.
It's bad. It wasn't good actually. So.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
Anyway.
This has been a great episode.
A nice staycation. Okay,
there it is. Yeah, staycation. Her thing was
you
more
could fly in the
Bud
birds to take away her alcohol. I don't know.
Or bring her more.
This.
Yeah, see, you got
All right,
done.
Everybody, this is there's no real resolution.
No, there's not.
So I think we're going to wrap it up. Jason,
the answer's spiders, by the way. The answer's spiders.
Keep out on the lookout for all of us. Three's Comedy Tour coming to Sperryville, Virginia, July 18th and 19th.
I believe that's correct, my friend.
And also make sure you keep an eye out on our individual shows. I mean, Jason's going to be doing more black rooms. He's doing headliners soon. You can believe that. if
yes, that's right. I'm going to do it here in Charlotte.
He certainly feels entitled to just walk in there. We know that. So,
I mean, if there's anybody in Charlotte more like Gary Owens.
Yeah, absolutely, Jason.
I got Gary Owens energy.
Unquestionable.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. And then Mr. Williams Comedy, Jonathan Williams, has his Juneteenth comedy show
special
at Good Nights.
What a
no
fuck up
longer
I am.
accompanied by a white woman. So
Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance that I could turn this thing non-monochromatic. We'll see
Yeah.
what happens.
yeah,
Doubtful.
we'll see how it goes. And then also, me, Jordan Century on everything. Everybody, this has been zoning out.
This has been zoning out, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Love you,
Damn.
mean it.
All right. See you next week.